Welcome to issue 15 of the Bansko Buzz newsletter, the audio version. Bansko's new specialist hospital. In this issue of the Buzz, Operation Winter Safety, there's a new rehabilitation hospital that's been approved, some savvy e-bike ordering tips, and an earthquake was felt in Bansko. On Wednesday the 30th of October, the Council of Ministers approved a 280-bed rehabilitation and continuous treatment hospital for Bansko. Long-term treatment units will serve patients in need of extended care following strokes, surgeries and chronic conditions, while palliative care units will offer supportive rehabilitation programs for those recovering from chemotherapy and radiotherapy. The primary goal is to deliver affordable, high-quality medical services that enhance patient quality of life and alleviate any suffering. The hospital will focus on maximising patient stabilisation, reducing pain, and supporting psycho-emotional well-being. This project is expected to be completed by June 2029. There's more information here in an article if you want to click or tap on it. This is part of the old army barracks project that got handed over to the Bansko municipality 9 years ago, I think it was. I did mention about it in, I think maybe 4 or 5 issues ago, or maybe longer than that in the Buzz. It has been fairly recent though. So there's a few different projects that are potentially going to be approved, but the approval is slow, so it is what it is. Spotlighted here this week is the Chef's House. The Chef's House is a place where food and atmosphere intertwine in harmony, leaving impressions that will be remembered long after you visit. If you want to find out about the Chef's House, this is a fairly new taken over restaurant by Christian, then click or tap on this link and you can go and have a read about them on their website. Well worth a visit going to the Chef's House. Inside the Bansko Notice Board Facebook group, this week there were 71 new posts, 305 comments and 1,222 reactions. 222, nice. I've just picked out probably 4, though there's 5 in this one this week. Picked out 5 different posts that I think are beneficial for you to look at, so you don't need to look at the 71 different new posts that were actually there if you didn't want to, or maybe you've missed something. You just, social media is quite noisy most of the year anyway, especially when we get into winter season. So yeah, some things you might just not see. How do you pay your household bills online? Sue wants to know information about how she is able to pay her electricity and her water bills online. Lots of people did recommend ePay. I use UBB Pay because I like it that it's got low fees. So ePay, I'm pretty sure it does a percentage of the bill. So obviously the higher your bill, the more you're going to pay. And I think it's not a massive amount, right, in fees. It's probably maybe 5 lever or something like that. But with UBB, I pay, I think it's 30 statynki per bill maximum. I use a non-Bulgarian card and a non-UBB card. So that's why the fee would be there. If I had a UBB bank account and I was using a UBB card, then there would be no fee. And it's easy. It is in Bulgarian. I just use it on desktop. I just go on my laptop and just pay it whenever the bills come in, whenever I do actually use the ePay app to be notified about the bills. So that does pop up and do it. But I don't know, just don't like paying fees for most things really, or more than what I should be paying, right? Why would I pay 4 times for a fee for doing the exact same thing when I can just go and do it when it's cheaper on this thing? But each their own. Driving in Bulgaria. If you're driving in Bulgaria this winter, then I posted about Operation Winter Safety. We're now in November, so all 4-wheeled vehicles from the 15th of this month need either winter tyres or tyres with a tread depth of no less than 4mm. Read the post to see why and what other conditions or what other specifications that you should have and who this applies to as well, what vehicles in Bulgaria this applies to. Is the football match at 2 p.m. or 4 p.m? Tony posted about wanting to go and see FC Bansko play yesterday, but he wasn't sure whether the kickoff was at 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. If you're interested in watching the local football team play, then head to that post, and people have posted how you find out what time it's actually going to be at. Four Direction has closed now. Where do I get veggie food from? So they've taken a break of Four Directions for a month. They do that quite often before winter season. Katya is wondering then, well, we're in town. Can she get some decent vegetarian food? Because obviously she's going to Four Directions. Some people had some suggestions in the comments. If you've got any comments or advice, then feel free to click or tap on that link and let Katya know. The online supermarket eBag introduced themselves to the Bansko Notice Board Facebook group. It's quite nice. Didi from the online supermarket company eBag, she posted about the company delivering in Bansko. A few people have commented that they already order in Bansko, and I've included in this email some savvy ordering tips for eBag in the Before You Go section, which is just below towards the end. It was kind of funny because a few of us have used eBag in Bansko for a year, 18 months, something like that, pretty much soon after they arrived. So it's kind of funny that they've just now introduced themselves in the group. Maybe that means that Didi is quite savvy and understands that the Bansko Notice Board has quite a few people that either live in Bansko, stay in Bansko quite a lot, or travel to Bansko and actually like eBag and want to order. And I know in all those categories, I know a few people that are part of each. So I know quite a few people do order from eBag that either visit in Bansko, live in Bansko, or come a few times a year to Bansko. Local Bansko news, there was a 5.3 earthquake off the Greek coast, and that was felt in Bansko. So earlier this evening, so earlier tonight, and there was a 5.3 magnitude earthquake that was just off the coast near Thessaloniki, and people felt it in Bansko. Some people felt a bit of a jiggle and some movement. They posted it in some of the different groups. Personally, I didn't feel anything, although it could be because I'm just on the first floor, or to the Americans, the second floor, the floor up from the ground. Maybe people that are in the higher floors then felt it a little bit more, but I thought that was quite interesting. Bansko Municipal Council invests in sports, tourism and education. Earlier this week, Bansko's Municipal Council made key decisions to acquire and develop the stadium in Dobrinište. They're going to allocate funds to support a table tennis tournament, co-fund temporary accommodation for students until the dormitory for high school students is complete, and other financial development decisions for students in the local municipality. If you want all of the details about that, then click or tap on this link and they explain everything in their post. The Struma Highway extension at Sumitli is in the planning stage. I'm pretty sure if you have been to Bansko, then you would have travelled from Sofia most likely, or definitely the first time or second time. If you do, then you'll pass through Sumitli on the Struma Highway. It's literally where you come off now, where you come off the main motorway, the main highway, and then you come into the town, and then you'll turn right to come off towards Bansko on the mountain road. Then that area there is Sumitli. They've announced that they're in the planning and routing stage for extending that highway. Speculation is that work will begin next year, but as I said here, be better to know when it finishes, right? If you want more information, you can click or tap on that link, and the translation would be required in your browser or in a plugin. A Banskonian competing in European Kickboxing Championship. This week, Katrin is competing in the European Kickboxing Championship in Athens. She recently took part in two of the contests, the European Taekwondo Championships and the World Savate Championships. No idea what that is. Where she won bronze medals in both. That's nice. That's good that Banskonia has done that. Let's hope she brings back a medal for this one as well. If you want to read more about her and her story, then click or tap on this link. Golden and silver wedding anniversary celebrations. The Razlog municipality has announced that 152 couples will celebrate their golden. That's going to be 67 couples, or their silver. That's going to be 85 couples wedding anniversaries this year. Quite interesting, that. On November 23rd, so a little bit later this month, they will all come together to renew their vows and pass under the festive arch, a tradition that started in 1985. Interesting. If you want more information, then click or tap on this link. Here we've got some local businesses and their offerings. We've got Pivoteca Craft Made in Beer Base, who were the first craft beer shop in town. You can head there if you want to. There's Property Bansko. So with Kira, she runs and has been a property expert since 2002. And then Alt Space Co-working, and their main you would say saying maybe, or ethos, is co-working, community and collaboration. If you want to explore the mountain with confidence and peace of mind, then get mountain insurance from Unica. Click here to go and have a look and get a quote and buy online. If you're looking for a shared transport from Sofia Airport to Bansko, then look no further than Traventuria. You can get to Bansko quickly, and you can get to Bansko in style during the winter season. They're always on time and as low as €11. Check their availability on this link. And if you're a business and you want to sponsor this newsletter, then click or tap on this link. Events coming up next week. On Saturday and Sunday, the 9th and the 10th of November, there is a wedding expo at Pyrian Golf and Country Club. So if you're soon to be newlywed, then feel free to go there. Or if you just want a general something to do on Saturday or Sunday, then feel free to go over there and eat some cake, sample some cocktails, pick up some tips if you're organising a wedding. There's going to be some folklore dancing as well, and there'll be tips and guidelines for choosing the perfect wedding dress. That's kind of interesting. More info on this link. Altspace Friday Beers. Altspace, we mentioned them a little bit earlier, just up here. They're a co-working space that have been in Bansko for 3-4 years, I think now. So on Friday the 8th of November from 5:30 till 8 p.m, they will be having the regular Friday beers. Every Friday it occurs between 5:30 and 8, and they're going to have the main central space on Gotcha Delta Street. The location is here. I've linked to Google Maps. It's a good opportunity to go to, and you meet different types of people. The event is open to everyone, so you don't need to be a member to go to it. But if you're not a member, then Altspace asks if you just bring your own refreshments, whatever you want to. If you want to drink beer, wine, spirits, whatever it is, Coke, if you're a non-drinker, it doesn't matter. There are non-drinkers that go there, so feel free to head along there on Friday. Bansko Film Festival is coming up in November. It's going to be 5 days, 75 film premieres from 39 countries with 16 presentations, meetings and discussions, and then also 10 exhibitions with some parties and some musical surprises. You will need a translation plugin or browser to find out more information on this link, but they have got a lot of information there. They've decided on the program now, which is great. The weather forecast. It's the first autumnal night that it's now dropping to 0. So next Sunday it's going to be at 0 at night time. So it looks like we're going to be scraping the cars soon. It's still staying kind of moderate for this time of year, but I'm expecting daytime temperatures will probably drop fairly quickly actually. If you want a close to accurate forecast, then head over to Meteor Blue using this link, or go to your favourite app store and type in Meteor Blue to download it. It's got the best and most closest accurate forecast for Bansko town and around Bansko, and it'll update all the time. Before you go, so in the written one part of the newsletter, if you got the actual email, then I included some savvy ordering tips for eBag. Seeing as this audio is public, then unfortunately I cannot share them in the audio version because they're technically not here. If you want to know them, if you want to order from eBag and you want some savvy ordering tips, there's actually some really good ones from mine and other people's experience of using it for about 2 years. Maybe a little bit more if they're from different cities they've been ordering. Shoot me an email, nick@banskobuzz.com, and put in the subject line about eBag, about savvy ordering tips, and I will send them along to you. And that's it for this issue of the Bansko Buzz newsletter, the audio version. If you're not already subscribed to the Bansko Buzz newsletter, that's the weekly newsletter for Bansko in Bulgaria that brings you news, events and happenings in town. Then go to www.banskobuzz.com.